Good afternoon, everyone. Today is our five papers presentation, and I start. My presentation topic is novelist, novelist of Victorian era. I share my screen. કરી તે બતાવતા શેર કરી પણ મીટિંગ્સ
If full screen can share નથી
સેકન્ડ Victorian era. Victorian era start is 1850 to 19s. The Victorian era of the British history was the period of Queen Victoria, reigned from 1873 until her death in 1901. The brief introduction about Victorian era, a modern period of progress and unrest. World War written in 1835. His poem, like cloud that drank the mountain stream, or way that once snow cramming had, how first his brother followed brother from sunshine to the sunless land. In this line is reflecting the slowful spirit of a literary man of the earlier 19th century who remember the glorious that had passing away from earth. The Victorian era is a
Start your slideshow. Start slideshow. Click on start slideshow at the top.
The Victorian era is after Elizabethan era's golden era. It is the age of democracy. It is an age of popular education, of religion tolerance, of growing brotherhood, and the profound social unrest. The Victorian era is especially remarkable because it is rapid progress in all the arts and science and the machinery inventions. The novel break away from Scott's romantic influence and first studies life as it is and then point out what life may and both of enough to be. Whether we read the funs and sentiment of Dickens, the social miniature of Thackeray, or the physiological study of George Ilter, we find that almost every curse a defiant proposals to stripe away error and to reveal the understanding truth of human's life. The novelist of Victorian literature, the Victorian period of English history witnessed a set of complex political, social, scientific, and philosophical development. Some of the Victorian period's novelists are like Charles Dickens, William Thackeray, Thomas Hardy, William Morris, Elizabeth Gaskell, George Eliot, Bonnet's sister. These are the first and most important Victorian author, Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens was the Victorian novelist and social satirist. Dickens slowed comparisons and empathies towards the venerables and adventured some suggestment of English society and contribute the severely important social reform. This is the Charles Dickens quotation, happiness is a gift and the track is not true. to expect it, but to delight in it when it's come. This is are the Charles Dickens' famous work, Overwill Twist, a tale of two critics. Charles Dickens' novels are the title of novel was extremely important of Dickens. Dickens criticized Victorian from considering low class in integrate. Dickens use superpens and mysteries. We find, therefore, in most of Dickens' novels, three or four wildly different type of characters, like innocent little child, like Oliver Zone, Tom Little, Neil, appearing the powerfully to the child love in every human heart. The horrible or Grostefil's follies, like Euryshid, the fun maker, like Micrable and some Weller, a trendily or powerfully draw figures like Sandel's cartoon, a tale of two critics. His second author is a William Thackeray. William Thackeray was born in 1811. He began his literary career by writing satire on society of Fletcher's magazine. This was the beginning of his success. His earlier work are satire. Fire Fair is the best known of Thackeray's novel. It was the first great work and was intended to express his one view of the social life about him and to protest against the overdraw heroes of pupil novels. In the second important novel is Pendantix, we have a continued to the satire on society begun in Vanity Fair. Two other novels, The New Comes and The Vulgarians, complete the list of Thackeray's great novel of fiction. He say himself, I have no brains above my eyes. I described whose I see. These are Thomas Thackeray's famous works. Third important author is Julian Ilter. Mary Annie Evans known to us by her pen name of George Ilter began to write late in life. All her novels aim first to show in individual the play of universe moral focus, and second, to establish the moral law of the base of human society. Aside from his moral teaching, we look to George Ilter from the reflection of country life in England, just as we took to Dickens of pictures of the city street and the Thackeray for the vanities of society. They have a naturalness, a spontaneous, at times a polish of real humor, which are lacking in her novel, and there show a rapid development of literary power which reach a climax of Celsa's mature. These are the George Eliot works. Minor novelist. The great novelist just consider we have an epitomes of the fiction of an age. Dickens used the novel to solve social problem. Thackeray is paint the life of society as he saw it, and George Eliot was teach the fundamental principle of morality. The influence of these three writers is reflected in the manner novelists of the Victorian era like Charles Reade, Bonton's sister, George Meredith. This is my conclusion. In conclusion, can be say that the Victorian age was important for the rise of the novel and a journal of and from which it is show transformation with the period. And it is true that Victorian era can be considered as a golden age of novels. This is my reference. Thank you.